Well, hello, and thank you for being here. Welcome to the Tanya Augusta Alchemy Community. I am Tanya Augusta, your alchemy and transformation coach. Well, again, it's great to have you back, and or if you're here for the first time, so good to have you. Either way. And I'm here today to talk about the kidney energies and the water element. And I did do another separate video on the kidney and bladder pathways. So I'm not going to be too redundant here. I might have a little bit that I'll be sharing that'll be a tiny bit similar, but really, I am here because, well, it is the winter season again at the time of the making of this video. And the winter is ruled by the kidneys and bladder energies and the water element. And this is the five element system in the Chinese medicine. So in this system, we have the wood, fire, metal, earth, and water. I think I said all of the five of them. Anyway, I know you'll see the diagram here. But we're going to be focused on the water element today as it is ruling this time of year. And in the wintertime, we really want to be going inward. And because of this water element and the relation of the kidney energy, it's like our kidney essence is about this seed and this germination. And so it's really about this primordial essence that we have within us and that we are. And so in this winter season, we are really kind of going in and we're planting the seed. We are allowing, taking time to reflect and or just be and just, go more quiet, go more within. And hopefully you can do that. And if you haven't been, that's okay. It is definitely hard to do at the beginning of the winter season when there's all the holidays going on. So this is something that we want to cultivate more. Our society is a very young, doing, society that we really want and strive towards that yang energy at all times. But really, we need that balance of the yin and yang. So this is a beautiful time of year to cultivate that energy and to find ways to really get still and review, reflect, revise, and revision. Kind of all those Mercury retrograde things, really. So I want to talk about a little bit differently with the kidney energies this time. I'm only going to really refer to the kidney energies and not the bladder so much. But there's again that kidney essence and that kidney energy. This is about our growth, our development over time, and our reproductive abilities. And so that is a big part of this energy. And then there is the kidney yin energy, and this is about that genetic material. And the kidney yang energy is when it's really being activated and used in its highest potential. It is really having that awareness that we are something more, we're a part of something greater, and that we are more than just this ego, and that egotistical self is, we're trying to always move beyond, right? And then, so that would, bring in our intuition into this kidney yang energy when it's in harmony. We'd be utilizing that. And then the kidney chi is that energy that helps direct all that energy that's the growth and the development over time and our reproductive energies. So when all of those come together, that chi, that yin and yang of the kidneys, we have what is known as the intelligent will. And this was a term I learned from Leon Hammer, MD. And this intelligent will is when we have this ability for bringing together memory, attention, concentration, uh, insight, abstract thinking, judgment, and the ability to make associations and then to communicate all of this. So this is our intelligent will. And this is, I get really excited about learning and speaking to you about these kidney energies and the kind of deeper essence and meaning underneath these and why they are so important to cultivate. Because when we have this intelligent will, then we're able to work on this spiritual involvement. And as we come into this more awareness of being and that we are a part of something greater, then, we experience such things when we're enlightenment, such as the awe and the acceptance and humility and reverence. We have that faith. We are able to see these universal values that we all share. And then this meditation ability, which doesn't mean that you necessarily are really good at meditating. And I always really encourage people to find whatever works for you. It could be meditative walk, it could be doing yoga. So there's many things that we can look at here. But yeah, I feel that there are many things that can really try to mitigate and or dampen our kidney energies, to really bring that energy down. And you know food is one of the biggest things that impedes it, and then the emotion of fear. And so that element of water, it's connected to this emotion of fear, that fear of the unknown. It also oftentimes gets triggered by feelings of, a lack of trust, or not sure if it's going to be abandoned. It may have abandonment issues. And so if you are dealing with some of those kinds of things, or feeling this like inadequacy, noticing you're projecting, onto other people and not being able to look at yourself. These are all imbalances of this kidney energy and this water element energy. And so, as I'm sharing all this with you today, the really beautiful message that I have for you is that everything really is just a harmony or a disharmony. And when you're in disharmony, you can get back into balance again. And you can do that through food therapy, you can do that through working through your emotions. So that could be, working with a coach, it can be working with a counselor, it can be, utilizing a lot of different tools of different kinds. And then, there's of course these different modalities like I do, like the acupressure, or there's acupuncture. And so there's these different ways that we can help move the energies in the body and help bring that chi and blood and moisture and yang and yin into alignment in the body. And so, there's always ways to do more for us to bring about that balance. And so I really want to share that, yeah, when we are struggling with any kind of like a spiritual malaise, if we are feeling disconnected, again, you can watch that last video I did on the kidney path and bladder pathways. But when we have that root chakra issue of feeling that disconnection and not feeling that safety, then um, this can get triggered where we just may not feel this, this faith that we are a part of something greater, and that everything is going to work out. And I think probably all of us can go through this at times in our life. So if you are experiencing that, again, just have compassion with yourself, and seek out a healer, and you will get through this time. And it is just something to have awareness that the water is probably putting out the fire in the body. And so there's this whole system of the different elements controlling one another, and then they feed one another. And so when they're in out of balance, they control one another. Um, and water is actually the most powerful element. And we are also 80% water. So this is huge, right? I mean, we can uh, also think about the water as being like a large ocean wave, and ocean waves are, you better have respect for an ocean wave, because I don't know anything more powerful in the world. It has the ability to yield to the wind, and it can help die down the wind, and it can put out the fire. The water can always put out fire. It can erode metal, it can erode the earth, and it can create this misting to come up as well. So it is obviously, yeah, the most powerful of all the elements, as you can see. And so that is why water is also associated with wisdom, because it is that cultivating of all of these of things that we learn, and we can apply innovation, and become more intuitive and flowing over time. So I'm going to talk about more of this in my water element and archetype and personality video, so you can watch for that. But in the meantime, I just want to say that, we can, when that kidney energies are out of balance, these are just some of these disharmonies that we can experience, if we're feeling spiritually disconnected, that's one of them. When that water puts out the fire, we also can feel some depression. We can feel some melancholy. We may not be reaching out socially. We may have a lack of optimism. And we can also begin to have those cold extremities and, just have that deep aversion to cold as well. And then if as yang declines and as yin grows, we can see more of this excess yin where it dampens the heart, the fire of the heart. And so the heart is an organ that really can get deeply affected by the kidney imbalance. And then we'll begin to see things such as high blood pressure. We can see hardening of the arteries. We can see um, the enlarging of the heart. We can see, possibilities of stroke. Tumors and lumps can begin to form. So this is something that, we definitely want to make sure that we're keeping the water in balance. And so, really having that opportunity to rest is going to be important. And then if we're also feeling that poor sleep, that can also be a depletion of the blood and the vital heat in the body. If we're feeling more stiffness in the joints and in the back, then that can also be from stagnant qi and moisture in blood. And this is again more associated with that kidney energy. So you'll want to help promote kidney energy through really moving the body is one of the best ways. And I also have this other video called Why You Are Stuck in Fatigue. And there's a part 1 and 2. This is more on the fire element, but again, this water and fire, water can control the fire, and that can lead to some of this imbalance. So you can learn more about the heart and all of that in that video as well. I definitely encourage you to check that out. But yeah, just finding whatever kind of movement that you enjoy is going to be super important. But we have to keep the body moving because we need to make sure that this kidney energy is able to go in and it mists everything. It helps create all of the water that goes throughout the body. We're 80% water, right? So we really want all of the different functions that are happening in the body to have that water necessary to work optimally. It also really, in disharmony, can affect the spleen organ. And so when it affects more of the spleen organ, then you begin to see the loose stool, you begin to see a poor appetite, the musculature is more saggy, and maybe a pot belly. So those are some things that you may see with that as well. So what do we do about this besides moving the body? I want you to be eating foods that are the full sweet flavor. And a full sweet would be a whole food like a sweet apple, like a sweet orange, like a mango, a banana, whatever it is that you enjoy. And those would be some great ones because fruits are so full of moisture, of water content, right? And then of course things like a sweet potato, a squash, something like that would also be wonderful. You could also make sure that you're not overdoing the spicy because that spicy will drive the heat out and it can disperse out the moisture. And so you definitely want to make sure you're not overdoing that, as well as keeping the salty to a minimum as well. So salt can injure the kidney and the water element energies. So some sea salt is fine. Definitely enjoy some of that. Don't feel like you have to, you know, uh, not have any. There are really good minerals in that, so you do want to have some in your diet. We just don't want those salty other foods. But yeah, just kind of as a recap, again, I am just so passionate about this because I feel like we are all here to spiritually evolve. I'm always talking about being, these conscious creators, hopefully, like that's the evolution of us. And so if we don't have, that kidney energy and balance, it can lead to these mental patterns, even as much as like psychosis can be. And, even, yeah, these different really weird out there issues like can really usually all lead back to this kidney yang or kidney yin imbalance. So um, you know, we really want to make sure that we're keeping the body healthy with these good foods and with all these things that I've been talking about here today so that we can be the best version of ourselves so we can go out and be wonderful people in our community and good stewards of the earth. So that is my wish for us and for you. I'd love to hear what you learned. Do you have any questions? If you like this video, please, of course, give it a thumbs up. And also, if this brings to mind anybody that's been having an issue with any of the things that I described, please pass this video along. Let's help each other out and make sure that we're all on this healing journey together. So thank you again for being here, and I will see you again real soon.